This is TLC to go.
Welcome to a deep dive. Okay, think about assessment in health sciences education right now. It's complex, it takes a lot of time, and it's absolutely vital, right, for developing competent future practitioners. Now let's drop artificial intelligence into that mix because, well, it's happened. It's already here, and it's changing things fast. So today we're going to unpack a really relevant resource for you, our listener, especially if you're health sciences faculty trying to navigate this shift. Our source material comes from the UTHSE Teaching and Learning Center, specifically their work on assessing with artificial intelligence. And our mission for this deep dive, pretty simple. Cut through the hype, pull out the key insights from this resource, and hopefully give you some practical takeaways for assessing your students in this, well, AI-influenced world.
And it really is a world that's evolving incredibly quickly. AI isn't some far-off concept for evaluation anymore. It's actually integrating into health science education as we speak. And it holds this tremendous promise. Think about truly personalized feedback or incredibly precise insights into how a student is performing. Real potential there, but like any powerful new tool, it definitely brings up some significant questions, some real challenges that we as educators really need to pay close attention to.
Okay, let's start unpacking that then. Looking at the UTHSC resource, what's the main message about what AI offers us right now in assessment? What are the big upsides they highlight?
Well, the core idea, I think, is unlocking these new levels of personalization and precision. Forget those sort of broad brush assessments we sometimes have to use. AI tools, potentially, can dive much deeper. They can analyze student work or performance data in ways that really help us pinpoint exactly where a learner is strong, and just as importantly, where they specifically need to focus to improve. The resource really emphasizes how powerful this could be for formative assessment. Assessment for learning, not just of learning. AI can potentially provide timely, even adaptive feedback scaled across large groups of students. That's something incredibly difficult, very time-consuming for faculty to do alone.
Right, the scale issue is huge.
Exactly. But it's not just about automating feedback, though that's part of it. The source also notes that AI could enhance the assessment processes themselves, maybe helping analyze trends across student cohorts or even helping draft initial assessment items, things like that. It offers potential efficiency and much more granular insight.
That personalization, the speed, the potential efficiency. It sounds incredibly appealing. I can see faculty ears perking up, especially thinking about large classes or really complex evaluations. And here's where it gets, well, really interesting, maybe a little concerning too. The source isn't just rah-rah positive, is it? It definitely flags some potential pitfalls. What are the big caveats, the challenges we absolutely need to grapple with, according to this resource?
Oh, absolutely. The source issues a pretty clear warning, actually. While AI seems effective for facilitating those formative checks, an over-reliance on it, or maybe more importantly, an improper application of it, could actually end up limiting student learning. The insight here, I think, is that the very process of, struggling with a complex problem, figuring out your own mistakes, working through uncertainty, that's critical. That's how you develop skills like critical thinking, adaptability, real core competencies.
The productive struggle.
Exactly that. If AI just jumps in and always provides the immediate optimized answer or corrects every little error instantly, well, it can short-circuit that necessary cognitive work. Students might not develop that crucial ability to identify their own weaknesses or learn from different ways of solving a problem because the AI sort of smooths the path too much. And the resource also flags that just having the tools isn't enough. There are these essential grounding principles, things like ethical considerations and how AI is used. That's huge. And also ensuring faculty are truly ready, capable and comfortable integrating these tools thoughtfully. These are major challenges that need proactive attention, not just letting the tech run ahead.
That's a really powerful point, the risk of AI inadvertently robbing students of that essential struggle and self-discovery. So given both this incredible promise and these, significant warnings, what does the source say this means for our role as educators? How does AI fundamentally change what faculty members are supposed to do?
Yeah, this is perhaps the most profound shift discussed in the resource. It really argues that our role is being fundamentally redefined. We move beyond primarily being the deliverers of content. I mean, AI can often summarize or access information instantly.
Right. Information access is different now.
It is. Yeah. So we become more like expert guides. Our real value is in helping students navigate this this new information landscape. We guide them in analyzing AI output, integrating it with what they already know, applying it ethically, applying it critically, especially in complex clinical situations. The resource really stresses that educators become these key custodians of assessment integrity. That means very thoughtfully combining AI tools with sound pedagogical practices. Good teaching still matters. And crucially, maintaining that human connection. That connection is vital for mentorship, for professional identity formation, and for truly understanding a student's learning journey in a way that, frankly, AI just can't replicate. It's all about aligning AI with what we bring as educators, ensuring it supports, not replaces, our essential expertise in that human element.
That makes a lot of sense. Less about just pushing information out, much more about guiding how students find, evaluate, and use information, especially AI-assisted information. So, building on that, what does the resource say this means for how we should actually design our assessments? How do we create evaluations that work in this new reality?
Well, effectively integrating AI really demands that we reimagine assessment design itself. We can't just bolt it on. The key insight here seems to be that we can't just tack AI onto our old methods or, use it simply for automation because it's easier. We need to design assessments that inherently promote skills like self-regulated learning, helping students actually understand how they learn and manage their own learning. We need to build in academic integrity right from the ground up, acknowledging AI is out there.
Instead of just trying to ban it or pretend it doesn't exist?
Potentially, yes, or at least being very intentional about how it's addressed. And we need to focus on holistic student development, moving way beyond just simple recall of facts. The resource strongly advocates for shifting our focus away from assessing simple knowledge recall, which AI is pretty good at, towards evaluating those crucial higher-order skills analysis, synthesis, evaluation, clinical reasoning, things that require deeper thinking. It really pushes towards competency-based assessment, evaluating what students can actually do with their knowledge and tools in a meaningful context, which, by the way, is much harder for current AI to replicate authentically without significant human application and oversight.
Okay, right. Focus on application and higher order skills. Let's get really practical now.
Yeah.
The UTHSC resource isn't just theory. It gives some concrete, actionable tips for faculty. What are the key takeaways, the things that, you listening could start thinking about or maybe even doing tomorrow based on this source?
Yeah, it lays out several practical steps. First, it really urges you, the faculty member, to just reflect. Think carefully about the specific challenges and opportunities AI presents within your courses, your assignments. It won't be the same for everyone. Then, make an intentional decision about how you're going to address AI. Are you going to try and restrict its use, or are you going to integrate it thoughtfully? Be explicit.
Know your stance.
Exactly. Second, actively work to redesign your assessments based on that stance. Shift that focus, like we said, away from simple recall towards evaluating those higher-order cognitive skills and real-world competencies. Third, develop more authentic assessments. Create tasks that require students to apply skills in scenarios that are realistic, closer to what they'll actually do professionally. And here, you need to consider, do you want to design these tasks specifically to make AI less useful for just getting a quick answer? Or, conversely, maybe you want to explicitly assess students' ability to use AI tools ethically and effectively as part of the task itself.
Oh, interesting. Like maybe critiquing an AI's output on a case study.
Precisely. That could be a very valuable skill. Fourth, think about how you might leverage AI yourself to enhance your own assessment processes. Could it help you analyze common student errors across a class? Maybe assist in drafting some initial nuanced feedback that you then review and personalize, save you some time there. And finally, the resource suggests exploring alternative assessment strategies. Move beyond just traditional exams or papers. Think about things like portfolios, simulations, structured clinical observations, maybe presentations, methods that require complex application and synthesis that are less easily generated by AI alone.
Those are really helpful concrete suggestions. It provides a clear path forward, focusing on adapting our practice as educators.
Now, connecting this to the bigger picture, how does all this thinking about AI in assessment fit into something broader, like interprofessional education, preparing students for collaborative healthcare teams?
Yeah, that connection is absolutely vital, and the resource does touch upon it. Because as AI becomes embedded not just in how we teach and assess, but in actual clinical practice, then interprofessional training itself has to evolve. It must. Integrating AI into IPE curricula isn't just about teaching future doctors or nurses or pharmacists how to use AI in their own little silo. It's got to be about teaching them how to collaborate effectively when AI is part of the team or part of the information flow they're all using.
So assessing team competence with AI involved.
Exactly. The shift highlighted is towards fostering these adaptive team-based skills where different professionals, maybe augmented by different AI tools, work together seamlessly. So assessing students' ability to critically evaluate AI-derived information across disciplines and then collaborate effectively in that context, that's a key future challenge, and it's essential preparation for modern, truly patient-centered care. It's assessing not just individual knowledge, but maybe the collective AI-informed capability of the whole team.
Right. So summing it all up then. This resource from the UTHSC Teaching and Learning Center paints a really compelling picture. AI offers these powerful tools that, yes, could revolutionize assessment, potentially making it more precise, more personalized, but, and it's a big but, its true value and avoiding those pitfalls we talked about seems to depend entirely on us, the educators. It hinges on thoughtful, intentional integration, grounded in strong pedagogical principles, and crucially, maintaining that essential human connection that mentors and guides our students.
Absolutely. And that really leaves us, and you, the listener, with a critical question to consider, doesn't it? Given the relentless pace of AI development and how it's weaving into both education and clinical practice, how can we, as health sciences faculty, not only adapt our assessment methods effectively for today, but also actively prepare our students to be lifelong learners who can critically, ethically, and competently engage with AI tools as they continue to evolve throughout their entire professional careers? That's the long game.
A really important question. A lot to think about there, and hopefully some concrete things to act upon as well. We hope this deep dive into the UTHSC Teaching and Learning Center's resource on AI and assessment has given you valuable insights and some practical ideas for navigating this complex landscape. Join us for other deep dives into valuable resources impacting health sciences education. Till next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those brains buzzing.